in the sky. Oof. God damn, dude, I'm fucking covered in snot now.
Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scaryish Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And today, we're here to tell you folks, or read to you folks, some homegrown horrors. Adam, why don't you go ahead and tell us what those are?
Homegrown horrors are stories that you wonderful listeners and viewers have sent in to us. It's something that is either paranormal, supernatural, sometimes true crime, sometimes coincidental, and it's always a story that you've decided you want us to share, because we do not share your stories if you do not want us to, and we sincerely appreciate all the emails we get that say, please share this on the podcast, because sometimes it's funny, and you just want to hear your story read, and sometimes you think your story might actually help someone, and we appreciate all of them. Robin, is folk the singular of folks? If a person had a story like that, where could they send it?
You can send it to our email directly if you like, storytime@scaryish.com. You can also go to our website, You can also go to our website, scaryish.com. There's a contact us page. You just fill out that page, and it gets sent to us that way.
Indeed.
And social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff.
All that good stuff. So
we don't do
times.
TikTok.
No TikToks. We don't do that stuff. But yeah, we appreciate all the emails we get, and we're going to start off reading one now. I think we're going to do 4 tonight.
Oh, I didn't
total.
even look at mine.
I figured you hadn't. We're kind of behind right now, so just a quick note to those watching us live. We're running a little slow right now. No big deal. We're doing okay.
I have a really short one and a long one.
I have a really short one and a long one too. Wink, wink. I'm just It's super hot in here right now, and
it's cold in here.
It's not cold in here. You're insane.
You're insane.
So it was a rough day at work, and we're doing it on a different day, so my mojo's totally thrown off. But hey, we're gonna get through this together, y'all. And hopefully the emails are good. I didn't even get a chance to talk to Spooky Mom, who proofread them, to see if they were good or not. These emails could be terrible.
That's rude.
She wouldn't have sent them to me if there was something wrong with them. Realistically, she lets me know, like, hey, there's something in there that you don't want to read, or it's a troll email or something like that. So, all right, I think that's just enough blabbering. Let's go ahead and jump into the actual email stuff. I'll go short, then you go long.
Sure.
Then you go short, then I go long.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Touchdown.
Go long.
Football starts tomorrow. I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited too.
Okay. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the first email of the show. And this one's subject is The Red Man. It's a pretty good name for an email. Starts out like this. Hello, Robin and Adam.
Hello, that's us.
Hello. What up? My name is, let me say this right, Yahira. But you can call me Yaya.
Aw.
I live in Houston, Texas. I've been listening to you guys since episode 23. You guys do a great job, and you guys should keep it up.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. First of all, this homegrown horror is actually not mine, but my auntie's story. She goes by Maddie. Her story starts when she was 17. My auntie came back... First fuck up of the night on an email. My auntie back then always used to get mad at her mom / my grandma. When my grandma would tell her to do something, she would get mad at her and say that she had her sister / my mom to help her, and then she would leave the house. The one night my grandma and my auntie got into a big fight. The same night, my auntie had woken up at 2 a.m. because she couldn't sleep, so she went downstairs to get some water. Keep in mind, in the kitchen, there was a window on top of the oven. So when my auntie got her water and she started drinking it and looked at the window, which was pitch black, out of nowhere, 2 red eyes popped out and my auntie was in shock.
That's terrifying.
A big body that was red with horns and had the red eyes went through the oven and looked at my auntie. My auntie suddenly screamed and the red man disappeared.
So the window, I guess, is not a window like a wall window. It's the window into the oven.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So the thing's coming out of the oven.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you for painting that picture for me. Her mom and sister woke up and went downstairs to see what happened. When they made it to the kitchen, my auntie was on the floor. Her mom said, "What happened?" My shaking auntie said, "El Diablo."
Oh my God.
Thanks for hearing my auntie's story, and you can, of course, share this on the podcast.
It's like she saw a freaking demon.
Yeah. Bye-bye. I think it's really poor timing that it happened right after your aunt had an argument with your grandmother, because you know your grandmother, at least my grandmother's, would be like, this is what happens when you argue with your mom. It's like the devil shows up for you. And that's absolutely fucking terrifying. So it's a really good story. I appreciate you and your aunt for sending that in. That's fantastic. So thank you so much. I'm sure there's stories out there too with like more El Diablo appearing to people. And I wonder if they're all tied to arguing with your mom. I hope not, because then all of our moms would be correct that we need to obey them. And that would suck. So thank you one more time for sending that in.
Cool.
All right. Let's go over into stream chat for the first time tonight. See what you wonderful folks are doing, what you have to say. I want to give some shout outs. 8 days ago, Hunter B605 followed us. I'm not sure if we shouted them out on the show the last time we were live. Acan to you followed us 8 days ago as well. Amel Goza 831 followed us 7 days ago. That 1331 guy 6 days ago, and Quan Klops followed us 3 days ago. So thank you so much to all of you folks. We appreciate you following, especially when we're not on the air. All right, scrolling to the tippy top. All right, let me actually bring up this chat as well.
Oop.
It's weird, our alerts are not working in the program they normally work in, but I have my backup alert program here to tell us what's going on. Looks like the first person in either chat was Glitch over there in Twitch, and he said, woo! Actually, Faison said, yo, I am Beef Trainer, said, greetings, very sleepy, not sure how long we'll be here. Totally understand. I am so tired right now.
They have to be up at 4 a.m.
That's so early.
What's for Nurse says, I usually refer to 4 a.m. as fuck that o'clock. Yeah, I can't imagine having to get up at 4 for work. That's crazy.
Yeah, I used to have to get up at work, at 4 for work. That was terrible.
Can't do it.
I did that for like 3 or 4 months.
That's when I go to sleep.
That's truly the time we've gone to sleep the last 2 nights. In fact, I think we stayed up later than that.
And I blame that show alone.
It's really good.
It is so good.
Tonight I will be enjoying is a strong word. I will be imbibing a bon vivre grapefruit. What are you drinking, Robin?
I poured out the rest of, my coworker made me homemade limoncello. And so I poured the rest of that in there. And then I had like pink lemonade vodka, I think, or it's something like that. Strawberry lemonade. That's what it was. Strawberry lemonade vodka. So I poured that in there and I put lemonade. So it's just like lemon on top of lemon on top of lemon.
Gotcha. So. And vodka, of course, because why not? All right. It looks like we have some people that were doing the contest before the show where everyone just slays each other on the channel. I see I Am Beef Trainer tossed up a hashtag Team Fan. I'm glad to see that Team Fan was represented in the Scaryish Wars. Scrolling. We got plenty of people here. Nice to see. I really like that there's so many folks that just watch and comment on that while we're getting started, and it's so much fun. Sometimes we actually delay the start of the show, like we're actually in our chairs, but we're watching to see who's going to win a particular battle, because it's just very interesting. Scrolling. I Am Beef Trainer says, I had some muscles basically get electrocuted today after work, and it used about a dozen needles to achieve this. Good Lord.
So apparently what it is it's the, whatchamacallit, the TENS units, you know, like the ones that when you're in physical therapy and stuff like that, they put those little electrodes on you to kind of stimulate your muscles.
When they clamp them onto your nipples. I've never been to physical therapy. I don't know how it works. I've only seen the videos on the internet.
Okay. Well, it's what I described, except it's like inside the muscle instead of on top of the skin.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate that. Julia over there in YouTube says, yay, this is the first stream I've caught in so long. Thank you for joining us, Julia. We appreciate you. Scrolling. You have your Twitch chat to a point, correct?
Yep.
Okay, I will let you take over on
I'm
Twitch
thankful
stuff.
for everybody that showed up in Twitch because I know we moved it from yesterday to today, but I wanted to spend my parents' last day here with them, and it was nice.
It was nice. It was actually really fun to be around family yesterday and just hang out, and then we played some cards at the end of the night, and that's always a fun time. It's cool because Robin and Robin's sister get mad at me because when we play any sort of game, I'm very competitive, and I'm very obnoxious too when I play. And so when I'm around like Robin's family, I try and tone it down a little bit. And Robin's dad is very obnoxious in like the most delightful ways that remind me of like how I behave. So yesterday I was like, why do you guys get mad at me when you grew up with this? And Robin's sister was like, because we grew up with this. It was super fun yesterday. So
I'm Beef Trainer says, Robin, have you gone through that needle technique for the muscles? If so, did it work for you? I have never done the needles at all. I've done TENS units but they were like just pads that they stuck on my skin. And honestly, that I don't think it ever helped me at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it helped me. But I think it everyone's different, so who knows?
It's very true. I just realized y'all can see my new streaming microphone. I'm not going to be using this one for the show, specifically because we use the professional microphones for this because we're recording the audio. But when we're doing like streams and stuff like that, for video games, in particular my video game channel, I got this new microphone and I'm very happy with it. And I can put like emoticons on the back of it, which is cheesy and stupid, I know, but since you can see it, I'm just going to put one up for funsies and just have it there throughout the show. Vivian says, looking suave as always. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I feel gross and ugly.
Gross too.
I feel like I look like dog shit right now.
I spilled food on top of my shirt that I wore to work today. And so while I was getting ready, I was like, oh, fuck. Now I have to change my shirt because I spilled beef noodle soup on it. I'm a monster.
You're not a monster. All right, let's toss up an emote really fast. There's a smiley face, and I'll twist it so that you guys can just see it smiling at you throughout the show. Oh wait, I think there's a ghost emote. Let's do that.
There is a ghost emote.
That's so much fun.
It's all the way at the bottom. Oh no, that's a skull. Yeah, no, there's a ghost.
Ghost. We're gonna leave it a ghost. All right.
You're gonna burn out your LEDs.
Yeah, from using it, I'm gonna ruin this thing that I bought for this specific purpose by using it. Good to know. Vivian says, what? No TikToks? That is an outrage. No TikToks.
Yeah, no TikToks.
No TikToks here. Vivian says, is your room sweaty cold? The worst temperature is sweaty cold. That's when you're cold, but all sweaty. That happens to me when I wear socks sometimes. I think it's because there's so much activity going on to get the show set up that my body temperature is like through the roof because I'm like stressed and I don't think we're going to make it in time. And I got to move everything off the desk and move the monitor over here and then bring the camera in and get everything hooked up. Then run downstairs and grab something to drink. Then I realized I didn't do makeup on my cheeks and I was like, fucking, am I that vain? And then there was a second left. I'm like, yes, I am. So I went and tossed makeup on, then ran in here, then turned on the lights, then sat down.
I got in here first. It was weird.
Yeah, she got in here first because her responsibilities included getting her drink and sitting down. I also have to pick that chair up and bring it over the desk because the room is about as wide as you folks can see. Our walking path behind here is there. You can see it. It's the distance between the desk and the other desk. So I have to do this balancing act where I don't hit the fan and I don't hit our collectibles over there and I don't hit the desk. So I'm tired. All right. I'm going to keep scrolling now. Are you already caught up on all your stuff?
Yeah.
Vivian tossed out question of the week. If you could experience one thing for the first time again, what would you want to experience? That's a really good question, actually. What about you?
What?
If you could experience one thing for the first time again, what would you want to experience?
Going to Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
But like, okay, that's just weird.
If I could experience it for the first time again and experience all that wonderment, hell yeah, I would do it again.
I mean, we're going to do it again because there's so much of Japan we haven't seen, so.
That's true.
I was thinking like something that when you're a kid and you like realize there's this big, wonderful world. I think it was the feeling when I first got my license and I first got my super shitty first car ever, but it ran and I got in it and I drove away from my parents' house. That's the most freedom I've ever felt in my entire life, where I was like my world had been this big for the longest time, which was my parents' house, you know? And if I wanted to go anywhere else, I had to ride my bicycle, and there was only so many routes I could take because I lived in the country. So I'd have to like ride through a fucking cornfield or ride through a campground just to get to a friend's house. And then when I got my car and realized like my friend's house is 3 minutes away now, I don't have to worry about making a 45-minute bike ride. It's just my world got so much bigger. And that feeling was amazing. Julia in YouTube says, LOL, please do not put TENS units on your nips. Sad face.
I'm Beef Trainer says they would want to experience the first kiss with I'm What's for Dinner again for the first time, just in a different location.
I thought that's where Robin was going to go, somewhere romantic, but she made it about Japan. So I was like, okay, I'll switch mine too then. Julia says, Adam, I feel you. I do an X-Files podcast with my best friend who doesn't know how to do anything tech savvy. So all she has to do is show up at my house with cocktails. Wow. Way to plug your podcast at the same time too. I
do all the merchandising and that type of stuff. So I do behind the scenes stuff.
She does the marketing and
Adam
the merchandising.
Does all the computer stuff.
I do the editing and the studio setup stuff and all that. So I think we have a good thing going. I think we have a good distribution of duties. I'm just saying that getting the show set up is very stressful because like I finish work technically at 5:30, sometimes at 6. And like when I started getting set up, I had plenty of time, and I told Robin like it's going to be down to the wire because when I opened up our streaming software, the profile was corrupt and I had to rebuild fucking everything and restart my computer, which is the solution for it now, not to try and fix it on the fly, but to just delete it and start over. And we're a minute late. 1 minute, 60 seconds. So no big deal. But all right.
I'm going to read my thing now.
I'm caught up. So that's perfect timing. Okay. You said that it's so snarkily, like you've been waiting for me, and then it's like, okay, go for it, and you're like, that's not how she sounded, but you get the gist of it. She was doing a song.
Are you done talking now?
I'm waiting. I covered dead air.
Holy shit, I want to start. I
want you to start.
All right, so this next email is about the 2011 earthquake. That's what's in the title. Sounds
interesting.
Good.
Which 2011 earthquake?
I don't know. There was more than one.
You said so I figured there was a big one that I just forgot about.
I wouldn't know. I don't remember. The only earthquake I remember is when, what was it, last year?
It's 2019,
where everything started just shaking in the loft. That was the only one that I ever remember.
It's like July 2nd or 3rd. So. It was right around the 4th of July.
There was the one, too, out here where the actual freeway, like, split.
Yeah, that's the same one.
That was this past year?
No. The split one out here?
Yeah.
We were in the air flying back to Chicago when that one happened.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's a different, like...
That's a completely different one than the one we were talking about.
Well, yeah. Okay, anyway.
The only one I remember was the first sentence, and then it went on to be a different one as well.
All right, so this goes. Hello.
Hello.
I'm currently listening to the 78th episode of Storytime, and Robin is reading about the 2011 March earthquake / tsunami in Japan.
There you go.
All right, cool.
Now I remember that one.
I normally like to completely catch up before I send a message to a podcast I'm a fan of, but this one literally hits home. I'd love to have my story read just to have an I was there too moment with a fellow listener. Oh, before I get carried away, I go by Nisha, no hard feelings if it's pronounced wrong. At almost 31, I have family that still screws it up. It's pronounced with a long E if that helps. Fuck yeah. Nailed it on the first try.
Also, thank you for saying no hard feelings, because we always wonder if people are like, stupid person didn't get my name right.
I cannot believe I pronounced that correctly.
Good work. I'll high five you.
Boom.
Adam redeems a high five on that one.
Thank you.
There you
go. March 7th, 2011, I was a senior airman with the USAF, U.S. Air Force, at Yokota Air Base in Japan. On that day, the base was beginning a week-long exercise with 24-hour operations. That sounds intense.
It's a lot of operations.
I don't even... What if it's just one operation then?
It's a long operation.
I was on the 1800 to 0600 shifts. So that's, 6 o'clock to 6 a.m. Yeah. So 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. All right. I always was. I didn't really do anything outside of my shift. I'd get home around 0700 to 7 a.m. just to shower, eat, and then immediately pass out until it was time to wake up again. It's not as bad as it sounds, and the base exercises usually end right before I'd start my last shift on Friday. March 11th, I remember being partially in my uniform and stalking any and all forms of notification to find out if the exercise had ended. It did. So I immediately disrobed and hopped into the bathroom for a real shower and to wash my hair. I was so ready to go down to Coco's Curry for dinner. Coco Curry in Japan is like one of the most popular curry places to go to. It's like, I don't even know what to equate it to out here.
It's like Red Lobster when all you can eat shrimp pops back up.
Probably.
It's fucking nuts.
Anyway, so we'll go to Coco Curry for dinner, eat until I got sick, and then go to sleep until it was absolutely necessary that I wake up. When I got out of the shower, I sat on the floor in my bedroom in only a towel. Stick with me, it's about to become relevant. My now ex-husband was home too. Let's call him B. B was on the day shift during the exercise, so we hadn't seen much of each other. We usually talk about the humorous moments we may have had during the exercise. I don't remember what he was saying, if anything, but I remember looking at my personal emails and seeing something from my dad asking me what we were doing about the earthquakes. I remember not recalling earthquakes, but also wondering what the fuck he thought I was going to do about a whole island country shaking. As I joked about it, I began to feel shaky. What are the freaking odds? I began to feel shaky. Immediately, I thought out loud, I think I need to eat. Then B quickly sat up in bed and locked eyes with me, still down on the floor. I realized that he was shaking too. I then felt it absolutely appropriate to ask him, are we having an earthquake? The next moment, our bedroom was violently shaking. It felt as if we were on the rockiest roller coaster that had barely passed safety regulations.
Wow.
And the guy who makes sure the ride stops is on vacation. The windows...
I've been on that roller coaster, by the way. It's in Indiana. They shut that shit down.
What?
Yeah. This place called Indiana Beach was the Hoosier Hurricane. It was an all-wood roller coaster. And I remember going on it when I was a kid at first, and I was like, oh, this is super fun. And then, like, I went back the older I got. And I remember being like, someone's going to fucking die on this thing. Because it's like, you'd be on straightaways and be like, clunk, 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 clunk. And it would be too much left and right motion while you're supposed to be going straight. So
that's shut it down.
Immediately what I imagined. They shut the ride down and eventually the entire park. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So the windows slammed, the dressers were sliding open, and the sliding closet doors were rattling. The hallway was booming with noise from more sliding closet doors being forced open. Before I knew it, B was down the hallway telling me we needed to go. He's like, I'm not picking you up off the floor. I'm outie. You better get up. I just imagine that Friday the 13th movie, not Friday the 13th, I'm sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street. That movie.
The Nightmare Before Friday the 13th on Elm Street. That one.
The Nightmare on Elm Street, where there's the earthquake in the beginning of the movie, and then the whole wall
New
cracks
Nightmare.
Open.
Yeah, but it cracks in like three specific.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's
no.
what I just.
Four claw marks.
That's what I'm imagining happening during this whole thing. All right. I don't know where he thought we were going. I was naked, soaked, and didn't think it'd make sense to try and run down from our 7th floor apartment. This turned into a brief argument of him telling me to get dressed and me telling him to go stand under a doorway. Quick pause. I'm not above just bolting outside to safety in just my birthday suit when it's a matter of life or death. So I was just shrugging at him, trying to get me to leave the apartment, but to also dress.
I think it's funny because it reminds me of Forgetting Sarah Marshall when there's the earthquake and they're all standing outside. And what's his face? Jason Segel is standing there completely naked with his hands holding his cock and balls. So he wouldn't like be showing when everyone was like standing outside. And like one of the friends like crying is like, it's going to be okay, buddy. He's like rubbing him on the back with a hand that was just covering his junk.
Oh my God.
So that's what could happen if you ran outside in your birthday suit. Just
all
saying.
Right. So I was in the hallway doorway watching the chandelier swing and my poor beta fish do somersaults.
Aww.
Oh, poor thing. When the earthquake shuddered and slowed, I was still being ushered by B until he realized the earthquake was ending. I then took that moment to go put some clothes on. I could hear people outside in the parking lot. One curiously shouted to someone else, "Did you feel that?" Sounds like the whole place was like shaking to high heaven. And
what if someone shouted back like, "No, it's just you"?
That would have been awkward.
You just feel like you're insane.
I attempted to call my leadership, but our landlines weren't working, so I waited for someone to call my cell phone. We were recalled back to work when the call came. Since I was on the night shift from the exercise, I was part of the crew that rolled right into relief efforts. I can't say for sure how long I remained on the night shift from that point. It was stressful, tiresome, but also an eye-opening time. The Japanese are incredibly resilient and would thank us profusely for staying with them and helping. That's so nice. That's very, very, very nice. Some of the Japanese employees would death hug me.
Death hug? That's adorable.
You know what's funny is us hugging the mascots at Tokyo Disney was like hugging tiny.
It's such a fluffy character, and then you hug someone that's just so skinny.
And you feel their skeleton inside, and you're just like...
It feels like you're hugging a skeleton.
Yeah. Because we're just such big people in comparison.
I towered over literally everyone at Tokyo Disney.
So the fact that this person's saying like the employees would death hug them makes me feel like they really meant it.
Yeah,
you know?
they did.
And so they would death hug me and tell me I needed to stay. Despite the rough news coverage, we weren't going anywhere. I was part of the team that would bring in personnel from other locations, and while I wouldn't pick being on the night shift willingly, I loved the team I was with. That's really nice. My two favorite moments are when myself and a favorite bus driver got sent out to retrieve passengers from a plane that wasn't there.
What
despite
the
the guy on the radio swearing it was there, and seeing, for the first time ever, a C-5M aircraft. So they went to go pick these people from the plane. The plane wasn't where the guy said it was. and then they saw this C-5M aircraft.
We'll need more information on these things.
I don't know what that is.
Those might be completely different events. Those might be the
cool,
same
though.
event.
Yeah,
we need to know more. Would you like to know more? Yes,
Yes,
I would.
yes.
I'm clicking yes.
Oh God, I don't even know how to read. A lasting image I have in my head to this day is the morning of my shift coming to an end for the day. I was on the bus to go meet my last passengers. As we drove along the flight line, I took in a view that seemed incredibly accurate for a place called the Land of the Rising Sun. That is really cool. This email may have gotten long, but I truly hope you enjoyed it. I want to write in again in the future to talk about teenage me getting scared halfway to death in a house my stepdad and his family were renovating. But I want to save it for after I've caught up on the podcast. Until then, very respectfully, Nisha. P.S. In reference to the episode asking how you remember the whole north, east, southwest thing, I use Nisha's eating sour worms. That's freaking adorable.
I think that's the official Scaryish one from now on is Nisha's eating
cute.
sour worms.
I think that's really, really cute.
That's an excellent email. It's awesome to hear. It's like
earthquakes really are scary. They're not just scary-ish. I find them to be absolutely
they're terrifying. They're a natural disaster, and you just got to cross your fingers and hope it's not going to be that bad of one. Like when ours started, and ours wasn't even ours. Ours was in California. It was just so big that we felt it in Vegas, you know? And I remember when ours started.
Sounds like a porn joke or like a sex joke in there somewhere.
There is definitely one in there. So I was sitting on the couch. We were both sitting on the couch, and I think we were playing Overwatch. We were doing something where we were both in the loft.
We were both playing
on the same
video games
couch.
In the loft. And
Robin was,
our TVs are next to each other, so we sit there together. And
Robin was crisscross applesauce. Her feet weren't on the ground. And I had one foot on the ground, and that's the first thing I felt. My foot felt like it was like shaking, and I realized my foot on the couch didn't feel that way. And I thought about it for like a second before I said anything to avoid like the spousal ridicule that you get when you're wrong about something. And I was like, are we having an earthquake?
Well, I looked over, and the blinds were shaking back and forth.
At first, she was like, I don't know. And then I was like, put your foot on the ground. And then when she put her foot on the ground, she's like, oh, we're having an earthquake. And then it just started. It was just like a tremor at first. So it could have been like a truck passing by persistently. And then it just kept getting like more and more and more to the point where everything in the room started to shake. And it got to the point where it was.
We should have run to look at the pool.
I'll be honest. It was fun. And like I thought like this is fucking crazy. It's everything shaking. It's like being on one of those beds. It's like.
I would have loved
the
to
whole
see
house.
the water like splashing back.
Yeah. And it just kept like escalating. And I remember thinking, like, looking at the TVs as they started to move. My TV's not mounted. My TV's just on a stand, and it was wobbling. And that's the moment it hit me. I was like, this has instantly gone from fun to, holy shit, things are going to start breaking. And I had that instinct of, like, I need to go grab the TV before it falls forward. And that's around the time it subsided and stopped. And my mom saw the pool out back, and she said our pool was just fucking wave pool. And that's how they're across the valley. And that was the first time I had actually felt an earthquake. Since I moved here, I've been here for like 10 years, you know? So I can't imagine what it's like to be in one that's like an epic natural disaster.
Yeah.
So it's always enjoyable in a weird way. I know we all have this morbid fascination with weird things like supernatural and true crime, but it's always super interesting to me to hear from people that have gone through natural disasters, because those are like incredibly compelling and 100% real stories. And like you said, they're not scary-ish. They're just straight up scary.
I can't imagine going through that. And okay, for me, I would be the person who's like, no, I have to put clothes on first, you know? I'm not going out naked. No one wants to see this.
If I had a shirt on and I was like bottomless, I'd be like, let's do it. But if I had pants on and I was topless, I'd be like, I need a shirt. I don't want anyone to see my boobs. So some things I'm proud of, some things I'm not. But thank you so much for sending in your story. I want to hear more natural disaster stories too. If you folks have those,
very interesting.
I really do want to hear them. So send them our way.
Some are probably going to be pretty disastrous, though, where it's like, I lost my whole house.
Yeah. If you want to send those in, I'm not saying you have to, but it's cathartic sometimes to tell your story, and we would like to hear them. So thank you so much for sending that in, Nisha. Yeah. We appreciate you.
Glad I nailed that name.
All right. Let's look over to Stream Chat, see what you had to say. So
thank
our
you
normal
so much,
thing,
Goofy Kier, for gifting 4 subs to the community here.
Okay, so it only says that you gifted it on our backup alert generator, but I'm pretty sure one of them went to David, one of them went to Robin, one of them went to Killsma, and the other one went to someone whose name I didn't see. I just wanted to say, like, you know, these are the people that got gifted a sub by you, and thank you. They also gifted 300 bits. Glitch Grim redeemed a high five, and M Meadows subscribed for the 22nd month. using Prime Gaming.
Thank you so
Here's that high
much.
five you've been waiting for. Glitch.
My arm kind of hurts.
I thought she was legitimately going to slap me on the stream. All right. We put a ghost on there and it wound up being a natural disaster instead. So, I got one I can put on there. I'll let Robin start out with the Twitch chat.
All right. So I'm Beef Trainer about that. The first kiss they'd like to have again. They're like, the alley was a romantic place to do it. Next to a trash receptacle, not so much.
It just means that love can grow anywhere.
Actually, Faison says, speaking of earthquakes, there was one 40 minutes from me last night.
Wow.
That's crazy. Glitch says, that's crazy. I've never been in one, like an earthquake, but I already did a tornado and I'm over natural disasters.
Tornadoes are terrifying.
I think I would be much more afraid of a tornado than I would be an earthquake because tornadoes just rip things apart.
Tornadoes are a very centralized natural disaster, so you won't have as wide ranging of effects sometimes, but they're just so fucking vicious. Like if
they
you
tear
are
stuff up in their path,
you
man.
can be at the epicenter of an earthquake, and if it's not a bad one, it's like, oh wow, yeah, like that was scary, some stuff got moved around. If you're at the epicenter of a tornado, like even an F1 tornado, it's like my house is fucked, like everything is destroyed because tornadoes are just vicious. Glitch said razor jacket, awesome. Yeah, that's where we got the mic and we got that.
Twister is probably one of my favorite movies to watch. It's just so stinking good. I could probably it's one of those, it's like Constantine where I could just put that movie on. I could probably make a movie playlist to fill in 24 hours with movies that I'm like, I love this movie.
I feel like that's something we should definitely fucking do.
That'd
make
be
our
cool.
24-hour movie playlist.
Yeah.
But if you go over, you have to take a movie off.
No.
That'll make it the struggle. That'll make it compelling. Boom. I just thought of a challenge. We're fucking doing this, people. Hashtag 24-hour movie challenge. I'm going to write mine up as soon as this is over.
What if like extended editions versus regular,
That's up to you. If you can put in an extended edition and not go over your 24-hour allotted time slot. Some people are going to want to watch all three Lord of the Rings. That can either be a 9-hour trip or that could be a 12-hour trip, depending on which version you choose.
How many hours is the Harry Potter movies?
It's like 2 to 2.5 for 8 movies.
So like 16, 17 hours.
That'll be the bulk. That'll be at least 66% of your...
I would skip out on... It's like the Twilight movies. I'd be like, take out New Moon. I'm good.
I think for Harry Potter, I'd probably take out Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, maybe Prisoner of Azkaban. So, I don't know. This is a completely different topic that I'm really excited to talk about at some point, though.
All right. So, there was a 3.1 earthquake in central New Jersey. That is cray-cray.
Taylor Ray Reads on YouTube says, I'm going to be emo, but what I would re-experience is any amazing day I ever spent with my dad, who passed away last year.
Oh, that's
not
really
being
sweet.
emo. That's just being a really good person
Yeah.
who misses your dad.
Oh, where's the notification bar thingy again?
It just went away. I've already read all of them, so you don't need to worry about it, okay?
Okay, I just feel like we should have
Right
it
there.
up just in case.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Why are you being a dickhead?
Because I can see them right now, and I'm in the middle of reading stuff, and you're making me do this.
You can't see it if you're reading.
I constantly go back and do this. You just wait for it to not be there so you can do your nagging nitpick thing where you're like, it's not there. It's not there right now.
You're being a dick.
I'm not, dude. You could just let me take care of it like I always do. If you haven't noticed that I always bring this thing up whenever it disappears, then you're not paying attention to what I'm doing over here.
You're being a dick.
Whatever. Are you going to read or what? Are you going to be pouty now?
You
going to
were
be pouty
in the
on the
middle
show?
of reading your shit, bitch.
I'm not going to talk for the rest of the show. There you go.
Oh, we should run a commercial anyway. I don't know.
That's a completely different computer.
I don't know how to do anything over here.
I'm so glad you admitted that out loud. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run our normal mid-show advertisement. Shout out to Barbun, who is now following us at the most awkward moment of the podcast of all time. We appreciate you joining us.
I haven't even taken a drink yet because no one's redeemed drink, so I'm just like, I've
been sipping mine because I'm
Really?
thirsty. Yeah. So okay, we're gonna do a 60-second ad. Some of you folks might get it. Some of you folks might not. Anyone on YouTube will not. So here we go.
Oh, you changed it from a ghost to fireworks?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Gonna go ahead and minimize that so we can see the other stuff. Meadows just redeemed a drink because you said that.
Oh, nice.
Oh man.
I haven't tasted this. I don't even know if it tastes good. It probably tastes like that.
It's probably gonna taste like a lot of vodka. So.
No, not really. Taste it.
I'm really not a fan of the seltzers, but this grapefruit one is not bad because it's not super citrusy.
You'd be surprised.
No, it's not bad, actually.
Yeah, it's because that limoncello really is just simple syrup, you know?
I love lemon Jello. It's so good. It's my favorite flavor. I actually don't like Jello.
What?
I just knew that was going to elicit that sort of reaction from you.
I love Jello. I love, like,
my tongue still burns.
puddings, custards, flans. Love them. So good.
I don't know what's going on. They won't bring this window up. There we go. Okay. Completed 60-second ad. So anyone that was in the 60-second ad should be back at this point. I'm going to go back to reading this wonderful stream chat. Vivian says, I would re-experience this podcast.
Oh, thank you.
I was at a sleepover with my friend Molly, and she told me there was a podcast she listens to. I hadn't really been into podcasts, but I figured I'd give it a try. Shout out to your friend Molly. That's so awesome. Kayla Ray Reed says the
Sounds like an awesome sleepover, just saying.
The 2011 Japan earthquake, I remember being in second period 7th grade science when it all hit the news. I remember that day weirdly vividly.
It's like where you were on 9/11. Everyone knows where they were on 9/11.
A lot of people weren't around on 9/11 at this point because it's 19 years ago.
Oh my God.
I was in first period of my junior year.
I was in 7th grade, and I just remember it was, it happened early in the morning because in Hawaii, we're all the way across the country. So it was like 6 a.m. for us. And I remember my mom called me because she was working, and she was just like, hey, go turn on the news. And they're saying all this stuff. And my mom couldn't pick me up to take me to school. So she sent one of her friends. But my parents raised us like, don't ever answer the door for anyone. And so we didn't answer the door. You know, we pretend we weren't home. We're like, fuck that. I'm not answering the door. And we didn't get to school till way later. And then when I got to school, I went to Catholic school. So they were like, we're going to mass. We're going to hang out in church for a lot of the day. We're just going to, you know, sit in silence, and we're going to mourn. And that's what we're going to do. And I remember my teacher crying. It was such a crazy day.
It was a very crazy day for, I think, just about everyone that was alive at that time. It happened for me first period. I was walking to second period. As soon as I left my first period, my friend was in the hallway, and he came up to me and he was like, dude, did you see what happened? And I was like, no, we don't get to watch TV in our first period. And he told me what happened, like the plane hit the tower. And I was like, holy shit. And then we got to second period, and my second period teacher was like, we're not doing anything. Like, we're just watching the news. And that's how the entire day went. And we watched everything unfold. And then by 7th period, one of my teachers was like, he sat everyone in a circle and he told us about how this is the first big event that's happened to all of us in our lives, and to pay very close attention to the people that'll try and manipulate our emotions to get us on their side going forward, and to remember everyone who lies to us about things. He was our U.S. history teacher, and he was like, this is going to be in the history books. Like, your kids are going to read this, and you're going to tell them about this day. And we're talking about it 20 years later.
It's crazy.
We'll talk about it for the rest of our lives. Vivian says, we ate a bunch of packets of fruit snacks and painted pictures and died laughing listening to your podcast.
Nice.
That's good. That's sounds awesome.
Definitely up Adam's alley because he loves fruit snacks.
I fucking love fruit snacks.
Like, it's those Scooby-Doo fruit snacks, and fruit roll-ups.
And fruit smiles from Walmart.
Fruit by the foot. Those are like all his favorite things.
They are. These are a few of my favorite things.
Let's see. Scroll. I almost said, did Robin just speak parcel mouth? That was a long sound she made. I don't remember when I did that, but probably. What's funny is Adam and I like to just pretend to speak parcel talk to each other. It's
true. A lot of times too, like if I do something for her, and like if I just grab her something and hand it to her, she goes, thanks, just to do it. Vivian says, it was probably one of the most life-changing things that ever happened to me in my short life besides my parents' divorce, and I love it so much.
Aw.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Not about your parents' divorce, but yeah.
No. That's not always fun. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's just not fun.
Vivian said, y'all need to hug it out. Nah, dog, we're good. Morbid G said, hello. What up, Morbid G?
Barbun says, hi. You can always ask a question. Yes, if you want to ask a question.
Yep.
Also, thank you for following us. We appreciate it. Scroll.
Julia says, I was in second grade and I didn't know until I got home because my mom was freaking the F out. Her brother worked in the bank building next door and my grandmother was in the city that day. That is crazy. I had a friend in high school whose sister worked at the Pentagon. So when the Pentagon got hit, he was like really upset. And then we had people that are, there's always someone that's being stupid when something like that happens. Just talking about how he didn't care and it's so cool and blah, 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 blah. And it was just really, it's being 16, you talk a lot of shit and you say some stupid things sometimes just to antagonize people. And when you're 16, you're like, that's inappropriate. Then someone was just way over the line. So
Goofy Kier says, do 4 high fives mean a hug and I love you?
No, they do not.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Scroll. Sorry,
I am caught up.
Oh my gosh. Soviet MiG 25 says, I wasn't even born in 9/11. Wow. Oh man, we're so old. I can't even.
Laura Ann says, I was 13. I think I was 16. I'm pretty sure. Right around there.
Beef Trainer says, my mom and I were in school together in college. It was my freshman year. We just pulled into a parking spot and my dad called us slightly panicked, asking if we were okay. While on the phone with us, the second plane hit and my dad swore violently while describing what happened. It's just such a crazy thing that so many people, if they were alive during that time, remember.
I'm just saying that I really feel like my generation, and I say my generation because I think everyone considers anyone born in like 1980 and after as millennials, but I was born in 1985. We've been through a lot of traumatizing things in my fucking life. I'm 35. Like 9/11 has happened. The Gulf War happened twice. There's just been so much shit. There's been economic collapse multiple times. There's been the housing crisis. It's just been up and down. Now we're going through a pandemic at 35. I'm just like, this is a lot for not even half a century of living. Although I got to watch the Cubs win a World Series, so it kind of balances it all out.
Oh, that balances it all.
It completely balances it out. I'm just saying the Cubs win a World Series every 108 years. Not really. I mean, this is the third one they won. Whatever. I'm just saying, like, there's been a lot of good in my life, too. A lot of amazing things have happened. Considering when I was born, the controller for a video game was like this, and this is the actual graphics that you saw in the video games. And now a video game looks closer to real life than you could ever imagine. So it's like that technological advance in like 3 decades is just stunning.
Soviet MiG says Desert Storm was almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
crazy shit. I was born during the Cold War. Still going on. My God. Height of the Cold War.
I'm Western says, I was in English class. A teacher knocked on the door, came in, whispered in our teacher's ear, and left. Our teacher looked shell-shocked and then sat down, turned to us, and told us. Man, I can't even. Ugh, it's so long ago, but it's still so memorable, Anyway, all right, I'm going to read my next story here.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and mark it. Give us that wonderful we're back from the break transition.
I'm going to roll that beautiful bean footage. Cool. Do they still have those commercials? I don't even know.
I don't know, actually. I haven't seen one in a long time, but they might have been regionally based. Who knows?
All right. Hello.
You're not even going to introduce us back from the break or anything?
Oh. We didn't even say anything about us going on break in the first place. You just put in your little recording that you usually do.
Okay. Just give it a nice transition. How about that? Doesn't have to be back from the break.
So this is going to be my next email of the episode. Hello. It's Fairy. This is my 3rd time emailing you guys. Thank you for sending in your emails. We so appreciate it. And I felt a little bad doing so. I didn't want to seem annoying, but oh well.
Don't ever worry about that.
Last night I was laying in bed and woke up to the strongest feeling that someone was standing right over me. It was pitch black in the room, so even with my eyes open, I couldn't see anything. After just being paralyzed by fear for a good 2 minutes, I quickly grabbed my phone from the nightstand and turned on the flashlight mode and realized, thank God, that there was nothing there. You can also tell your phone if it's an Android or if you have Google, like Lumos, and it'll light up.
Yeah, you can use the Harry Potter spell and it should work.
You say, hey, Google, Lumos, and it turns on. Or
okay, Google.
Is it okay, Google? And then Knox turns it off. Just a little Harry Potter knowledge nug there for you. Anyway, after that happened, I tried to go back to sleep but was too paranoid. So I took my blanket out to the living room and watched The Office until I felt safe enough to go back to sleep. My sister, growing up, would do the same thing. If she did not have a good time sleeping in her bed, she would take the blanket, pillow, go downstairs and just watch TV until the sun came up. And I would come downstairs sometimes. And you know how DVDs, people stream a lot these days, but we used to watch DVDs, like TV series on DVD before streaming was big. So you'd come downstairs and it would just be on the DVD menu and it would replay.
Oh, what the thing is like bring Ring,
No. Like
ring.
the play, like play.
Oh, the
options.
intro. Got
Yeah.
you.
So it'd be on that screen playing. One day it was Will and Grace. So it's the Will and Grace theme song over and over and over again. And it's just the menu music playing over and over and over again because she had watched the whole DVD, fell asleep, and left it.
That's the theme song. It's like, I'll be there for you. That's the one,
Friends.
Right? No, I think that's wrong. I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay. I was going to say even BTS know who the Friends are. Okay.
Okay. I'll give you that. BTS does know who Friends are, and one of the guys learned to speak English by watching it.
RM. Shout out to you. Okay. Anyways, that's what happened last night, and I wanted to share it with y'all. While I'm here, I wanted to share a topic you might be interested in doing for an episode. Remember how in my last email I mentioned how My Chemical Romance is my favorite band? Well, I recently found out that they recorded and wrote a lot of the Black Parade album in a supposedly haunted mansion called the Paramore. I feel like I've heard of that before.
There's another story
and not
about
just the band.
We should do like a haunted albums topic.
Ooh.
Because there's a Mars Volta story. Have you heard that?
No.
Lost in the Comatorium, I think it is. It's like they had a Ouija board specific to like some of the songs they were writing. I think I might be mixing two stories now, but yeah, there's definitely some stuff out there. I think it'd be a really good topic.
That would be really interesting. I don't know much about it, but apparently while I was there, or while they were staying there in that house, some paranormal stuff happened. Maybe Robin could do the mansion as a topic because I know she's mentioned that she likes MCR. I seriously
She loves MCR.
I love MCR. And I'm sure there's some story behind the house. It's interesting. Okay, love y'all. Bye. Thank you so much, Fairy, for sending that in. That sounds really cool. And the fact that you gave us an idea to look into is awesome.
Indeed. I found a Post-it that I wrote like months ago when I was still at my last job from a topic suggestion I got from a coworker. And all it said on it was Superstition 3, the death invite. And I don't remember the premise of it, but I'm pretty sure it was a suggestion about superstitions specifically that invite death, you know? Like when you put your chopsticks in like a bowl of rice or whatever, like sticking straight into it, how that's supposed to be like a bad sign because it's similar to when you put in incense when you're mourning a loved one. Mm-hmm. It was like, I should just do a topic that's all about that. So I found that Post-it note like yesterday. And I was like, that's a really good fucking idea. So maybe we'll have a suggested topics episode coming up very soon. Who knows? But thank you so much for sending that in. We appreciate the story and the topic suggestion. All right, let's look over in Stream Chat. That one wasn't terribly long, but we'll see what you folks had to say during it. I Know I'll Be There For You was the theme song for Friends.
Yep.
I was trying to annoy Robin.
Luna Bin says, I'm back. Had to go get my doggo. Glitch says, Trent Reznor recorded in the infamous Tate/La Bianca murder house.
Wow.
That's crazy. And I'm Beef Trainer says, have we seen your Omen Baby on Discord? I'm sure you I think Luna Bin's.
Ours?
No, Luna Bin's.
Oh, Luna Bin's.
I'm pretty sure we've seen it. I'm not sure. I don't remember, actually.
You're going to have to post it again just to be safe.
Yeah.
There you go.
New pictures. I love animals.
Vivian says, yeah, Molly was pretty cool, but we went to different schools a couple of years ago, and we haven't really talked much since, and my parents' divorce was definitely for the best. Good. Good to hear. Not about the friend going away, but sometimes that happens.
I'm trying to, mix my drink with my ice. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe.
I was going to say,
I
mixing
taste the limoncello. The limoncello is so stinking good.
Vivian said, I found out something really cool the other day, so I was eating gummy bears like a cool kid and stuck one on my computer screen. Gross, why? It stayed and I decorated my screen with gummy bears. It was great. This is the worst thing I've ever heard. Why would you decorate your screen with gummy bears? Robin just got a new monitor. It's so expensive. I can't imagine sticking gummy bears all over it. This is a horrifying thing.
It still has the plastic on the front of it.
Yeah, it does. Do you want to peel that off or are you going to leave it?
I'll peel it off eventually. Eventually it'll get too...
gross and grody looking?
Yes.
Vivian said, have y'all listened to Cave Town? It's great. A lot of the songs are pretty low-key, but there are a couple of bangers. I don't know what Cave Town is, so no, I haven't.
I've never heard of them either.
Does it slap? That's all I need to know. Does it slap?
I What's for Dinner says, hey, Robin, if you do your best impersonation of an elephant, I'll up my Patreon. What is an elephant?
Who said that?
What's for dinner?
Yeah, they're serious. They would.
I am trying to wonder, what an elephant sounds like.
Really?
You do it first, then.
Whoa! You got to use your arm because it's the trunk.
What?
Do it. Do it,
no!
Coward.
Oh, no. No. I can't do that. There's no way.
It's not hard. Vivian says, it slaps, bops, bangs, and jams. Good to know. All those things are important.
Soviet Mig says, I live kind of out in the woods and way back in the woods. Supposedly satanic stuff happens out there. Me and my girlfriend and a few friends drove our dirt bikes out on a trail and we found a big knife. We hightailed it out of there, zooming through the woods at like 35 miles per hour. There were lots of rumors of weird shit out there. That's why I'm so afraid of woods, forests, things like that, because a lot of people don't generally go there, you know?
In places where I grew up, I mean, it's very rural. So there was lots of woods and forests, and most of the time, if there was rumors about like satanic stuff or stuff that would scare people from coming around, it's because kids were back there drinking or fucking. One of the two. It was either a makeout spot or a spot that they were getting fucked up. In some cases, both.
Okay. Nice.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed that. I am caught up on my YouTube chat, so.
I'm caught up too.
All right, I guess I'll move into.
I Wonder Nana says, I will also accept a cow moo.
That's a rude thing to say.
What does a cow sound like?
You literally just read it out loud.
Is that what cows sound like?
That was pretty good, yeah. This isn't a joke. My house was like right here, okay? I should start lower. My house is right here. And I had one neighbor here and a tree line. And that was like my experience as far as neighbors went. One neighbor. And then there was a 2-lane road, one going one way, one going the other way. That road was called Division. It divided the county. So if I was on one side of the road, I would have gone to a different school. And you think that would be an important road, but no, it's about as wide as this room. That's how small that road was. And then on the other side of that road was a farm. So I actually didn't live across the street from a farm. I lived across the street from grazing pasture. So when I would be like standing there on my backpack waiting for the bus to pick me up, about 10 feet from me would almost always be sheep.
Nice.
And they would just come up and they'd be like, meh. And we just do it back and forth. They never had the cows graze on that side. But, like, you could hear them when they all just started mooing, like, off to the side, like, losing their shit. And, yeah, I think you did a pretty good job of it. So.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Soviet Mig, for following us.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody who thinks that was a good moo.
Good work. Kayla Ray says, my husband is at work on a 24-hour shift and just texted me, Adam just read your comment out loud on the air and I'm stunned. Shout out to my husband for showing me Scaryish. And then John in YouTube says, I was in 2nd grade when 9/11 happened. After school, pretty much every parent of every kid from my school was there to personally pick up their child since we were in a large minority community.
Oh, wow.
Also, Kayla Ray is my wife. Teehee.
Oh, you guys are so stinking cute.
And then Kayla Ray says, Griffin McElroy as Borat, my wife. It's the best Griffin McElroy doing Borat impersonation I got in me. I hope you didn't mind it.
I think Griffin McElroy seriously is one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
In the world.
Soviet Mig asked, funny. What days do we stream and what time? We are almost always streaming these particular shows, the ones where we read the scary stories.
It's usually Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
We also do stream Saturdays at noon.
We do video games on Saturdays. So right now we're doing all the Walking Dead games.
Not all of them. We'll probably stop after season 2.
Yeah, we're on season 2 of the Walking Dead games. But we usually play like horror games. We've played Silent Hill. And what else did we play? Is that it? Silent Hill and then The Walking Dead?
It's not The Witcher. It's the one with the witch.
The
Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch.
Which was actually kind of good. It was a walking simulator with a really creepy storyline. But yeah, so 2 days a week. I have a personal channel that I stream just like Zelda on. So if you're not into that, you don't have to worry about that one.
I'm Beef Trainer says, I will help I Wants for Dinner up his Patreon to $10 a month if Adam does his absolute best Chihuahua bark.
Chihuahua? I fucking hate Chihuahuas. They're just like...
No, that's too deep.
I can't go that high, though. This is getting really annoying. And our dogs are probably downstairs, like, losing their shit.
Okay, so let's...
What's going on up there? They're cheating on us with other dogs.
And Robin attempts a Marmaduke. What's Marmaduke?
I don't know. It's a comic strip.
I don't know what Marmaduke even is.
Marmaduke.
All right.
The way she would attempt to do Marmaduke is to just not be funny, because that comic strip's not very funny.
Cool. Oh, it's a Great Dane. Okay,
We're not doing animal sounds anymore after this, okay? We're not performing monkeys for you all.
We'll perform for money. No, we won't.
I'll say this, like, well, this is the end of the Patreon donation bribes. After this, it's going to have to be bits or donations on the stream, so we know that money's actually coming in if you want us to sound like idiots.
Great Dane. Great Dane's hard. It's
they're big, dude.
It's like,
That's pretty good. The first one, like, where it's like they're barking and their mouth cuts it off.
Oh, man. Cool.
Yeah, Beatrix says, I redeem Quack. Fuck you guys. All right, I am going to read this last email.
Quacking's the easiest, though, right? Because it's just like
quack, 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 quack.
I love ducks. I don't know.
You love ducks until they attack you. Then no one loves a duck. All right. Funny. I'll do my squirrel impersonation. Thunk.
We've been watching so much Alone. The first episode
She was
of
fucking
season
traumatized
6,
when she saw an arrow.
I almost started crying.
Hit a squirrel in the head.
I was just like, what is this show?
It was so fucking funny.
All right, just get into your email. We can do this all
right.
night.
All right.
I got a lab report to write.
What are we, fucking Captain America? I could do this all day. All right, marking it. Going into my last one. She has so much homework to do. All right, I'm going to move into my final and the last email of the show. And this one's subject is talking dolls and clowns using podcast. Holy shit, why did I send this one to myself? I should have had Robin read this one.
Adam hates clowns.
I'm not a fan of talking dolls either, but I don't think many people are. All right, starts out like this. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello, that's us.
Hello, what's up? I found your podcast on Spotify. Shout out Spotify. When quarantine started while going on walks, playing Animal Crossing, or randomly getting ready to go nowhere. And I love Scaryish so much.
Thank you. We
good
really
to hear.
appreciate it.
It's nice to know that we've helped out with quarantine just a little bit. I have many stories of scary shit that have happened in my home and neighborhood when I was little. Give me 1 sec. I have a tickle in my throat and I need to cough.
It's a finger coming up.
Fuck you.
That's probably one of the scenes in horror movies that freaks me out.
If a hand came up, I'd grab it and hold hands with it and be like, what are we? It'll go away. They always do. Okay, marking it. I have many scary stories of scary shit that happened in my home and neighborhood when I was little. Things happened to my neighborhood friends as well. Sounds like you lived on Elm Street. Fuck. I live in a small neighborhood that consists of 3 streets, an elementary school, and dirt/hills everywhere else. These are 2 incidents that happened to me when I was 5 or 6. You can tell them on the podcast.
5 or 6 is a very impressionable age.
It's also when stuff happens that's really fucking creepy to kids. No one believes them because they're a kid. Just saying. This first one's called Talking Dolls in all caps. When I was 5, I got a doll for my birthday that talked. I guess she was meant to be potty trained because she came with a little toilet. She had a switch on her neck, and when you turned it on, she would hum and then say, "Gotta go potty." It's like you get a kid that to teach them how to potty train something so that
Who
they like
invents these
stay
things?
potty trained. I don't know. Marketing geniuses in the world, obviously.
Oh my god.
One night, before I went to bed, I put her on top of my dresser. Keep in mind, she was nowhere near the edge of the dresser, but more like the middle-ish. I always turned her off because my mom was a stickler for saving battery life, so it was an ingrained habit for me to turn off anything I used with batteries. She turned off. Well, in the middle of the night, I woke up to the sound of her saying her catchphrase, "Gotta go potty," and a loud thump. I was so scared because I had turned her off, so there was no way she could have talked.
It's like someone pushed her off, or she climbed off.
Exactly. I hid under my blankets and struggled to fall back asleep and did not dare get out to even go to the bathroom. When I woke up, I had the courage to look because it was no longer dark and she was on the floor in the middle of my room, which was a far distance from my dresser.
So it's like chucked off. It's not even...
Or she was coming for him in the middle of the night. Just saying.
Fuck that!
Remember, I didn't put her near the edge, and even if I did, there was no way she would have ended up that far away from the dresser, which was up against the wall. Up against the wall, up against the wall. I don't know why that song's in my head. When I saw her on the floor...
I love that song. That's Under Oath.
Is that Under Oath? Oh, God. When I saw her on the floor... Oh, God. My brain is polluted. When I saw her on the floor, I was like, fuck that. I didn't really say that, but you know what I mean. And threw her away. I didn't tell my mom because I was afraid she'd get me in trouble for throwing a perfectly good toy away. If a toy is haunted,
it's not perfectly good.
It's possessed by a demon. It's not perfectly
Yeah.
good. It's a perfectly good vessel for the Antichrist, but it's not perfectly good. It continues. The next night, another one of my toys spoke out of turn.
Shut the front door.
I had a box of Mega Blocks, in parentheses,
Why do all these toys talk?
big Legos, that came with a little Lego guy that had a button on his belly. When you pressed it, he would say, "Mega Blocks, ha 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 ha," in a high-pitched little boy voice. I kept him in the box of blocks, which sounds awesome, which I stored in my closet. In the middle of the night, I heard him say, "Mega Blocks," ha 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 ha, but in a lower-pitched, scary tone.
No, freaking... It's because he's smothered by blocks.
Yeah, that sounded like Megatron from Transformers. In parentheses, Transformers was not out at the time, but this is the best way I could describe it to you. Since he was in the closet, I was brave enough to make it out of my room and into my parents' bed because, again... Fuck that.
He's just trying to talk to all his Decepticons.
Right? I mean, if it's an automated... If it's something electronical and it sounded like Megatron, then it's probably fucking Megatron. Was there a cube in your closet you didn't know about that perhaps needed to be shoved in someone's chest?
Oh my God.
That's the first Transformers movie.
I know.
Put it in my chest. This time, I did tell my mom.
That's what he sounds like?
No, it's just I tossed it out there because I'm trying to get back to the thing. I could summon up an Optimus Prime, which is, by the way, the character who said that, not Megatron.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
that's
okay.
why I'm like, that's what you think he said.
You decided that you're going to do this. Give us your best Optimus Prime.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Autobot. No, I can't.
That wasn't actually too bad.
I can't do it. Autobots roll out.
I remember when they announced, this is such a fucking tangent. I remember when they announced the Transformers movie was coming out, they were like, Michael Bay directing, and everyone's like, shit! And then they, in the same announcement, I'm pretty sure, were like, and the voice actor for Optimus Prime, and it's the guy from the cartoons that everyone grew up with, and he announced himself over the PA, and people were like, all right, we'll fucking see it. It's like, you brought him back. You got us.
Did you guys know that the guy that plays Roadhog in Overwatch is the guy that plays Megatron at Universal Studios?
I knew that because I was in the panel where we got to see all the people from the, not all the people, but a bunch of the Overwatch heroes and villains.
I was thoroughly
speak at BlizzCon.
Surprised and impressed. It was funny. Anyway, okay, let's get back to this email and off of this really random Transformers tangent.
He brought up Transformers, not me. So this time, voice went off in the closet. Kid ran into his parents' bed. Fuck that. This time I did tell my mom, and she asked for the toy because she suspected his battery ran out, and that's why his voice was so low-pitched. But then she pressed the button on his belly. He said his catchphrase in the regular, high-pitched little boy voice. So it was definitely not due to low battery. Lucky for me, my mom believes in paranormal shit, so she let me throw him away. I also told her about the doll the night before, and she didn't get me in trouble. Yay. She obtained holy water from our church and sprayed it all over our house. After that, nothing happened with my toys ever again, but best believe I avoided toys that talked after that.
I would definitely avoid them too. I just think it's a bad idea. What's funny is we got a cat piano for our friend's
Oh God,
kid,
it's haunting.
and they were telling us that like it makes sounds to try and get the kids to come back to it, and so it's just random and frightening to hear the sounds in the middle of the night of this cat piano.
Yeah. It's like all the tones are a cat meowing, but it's like in different like levels and different keys and
but
octaves.
I just think talking toys scare me. They really do.
Well, if you think that's scary, just wait for the next half of this email titled
oh man, I also hate clowns.
Clown in My Backyard. When I was 6 years old, two family friends who were siblings that lived in my neighborhood would often come over to play while our moms hung out in the house. Their names are Samantha and Caesar, possibly Cesar, not sure. I'm saying that. It just says Caesar here, but it might be Cesar. And we were all around the same age, 5, 6, and 7. My backyard has a bunch of trees, so we like to play jungle hide and seek because there are a lot of places to hide. We were standing in a huddle. We were standing in a huddle playing rock, paper, scissors, which I am familiar with, to decide who is going to be it and who is going to hide. Suddenly, a creepy, short clown with paper white, wrinkly skin, red hair, and blue lips came out from behind the trees.
That is terrifying.
This sounds like a deranged person. He was laughing and said, "Come here."
I almost said it's Gary Busey, but what's the serial killer's name?
Gary Busey is definitely not short.
No.
John Wayne Gacy.
Yes.
He was also not short. We all screamed and booked it toward my house. Samantha and Caesar made it inside, but I tripped on the steps leading up to the door.
Oh my
The clown
God.
was right behind me,
my God.
and I was staring back at him in shock. My body was facing the door. My head was looking back at him. I got so scared that I couldn't move or scream. I just remember my heart pounding out of my chest and feeling really stifled. Kind of like when you get sleep paralysis and try to scream, but you can't. My mom finally came out because Samantha and Caesar were crying inside and had told her about the clown. When I heard the door open, I looked away from the clown and saw my savior, my mom, LOL. When I turned back to look at the clown, he was gone.
So it's like, who was it?
I have cold chills because, like, it's a clown. I'm fucking skeptical. You know, I'm like, clown ghost, are you sure? But it's terrifying, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a nightmare about this later tonight. My mom thought it was someone who broke into our backyard to freak us out and then checked the whole backyard. She didn't find anything and told us that everything was okay. I low-key think she thought it wasn't okay because that weekend she got holy water again and spread it all over the backyard. We never saw the clown again. Holy water works, no lie. Just saying, side note, my personal opinion, It sounds like your mom used the holy water on the house because she thought there was some entity in the house that was playing with toys. And I don't know what kind of entity would play with toys to like attract a kid, but maybe a fucking clown. And then you went outside and this fucking entity is outside like, now I'm going to murder you.
What was that?
And your friends were okay because they ran inside the house. It was your computer turning on.
Oh my God.
It does it all fucking day. It's always like bing bong, which is the noise a clown's noise makes, I think. Noise, whatever. I'm just going to take that out. Bing bong.
You're so dumb.
All right. I don't think this was our imagination because you might be thinking, oh, these kids were playing pretend and following along and someone's role play. But when we saw it and ran away, none of us said anything about a clown. There was no time for that. When my mom got to me on the steps, Samantha and Caesar were telling my mom about the clown. So that confirms we weren't imagining anything because we all saw the same thing without previously communicating with each other.
Yeah.
Now we are 22, 23, and 24, and we still talk about that day, and we still believe that what we saw was real, but in a paranormal way. I don't think it was someone messing with us. He was around our height, like 3 feet. Our 5-year-old's 3 feet tall. I don't even know. And old looking. If you want to rationalize it, you can say it was really short old man in clown makeup, but I doubt it because old people and small people would have struggled to jump over my backyard fence to even get to us. I'm really not trying to be rude. No offense to old people or short people. Plus, my backyard is very big, and he disappeared too quickly. It would have taken him a while to get out of sight between the time I fell and when my mom came out. Side note, my neighborhood is surrounded by a dirt rural area with hills, and many people say there used to be a lot of witchcraft in the area back in the day. I believe it because of all the scary shit I experienced, as well as my neighborhood friends, both at home and at school, which was in the area. Our neighborhood might be haunted. By what? I don't know. We think only children can see these things because we all stop seeing shit once we hit our teens. It's because when you hit your teens, you're just, overloaded with hormones and your focus becomes not scary things, but sexual desire. Thank you for reading I said that, not the email. That was just me. Those are my opinions.
What?
Thank you for reading my 2 stories. Sorry if they were too long. I really wanted to share with y'all because I knew you'd believe me. I have more, which I will share at another time. Keep on creeping on. Steph. That's some scary shit, Steph. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And man, I fucking hate clowns.
It just made me remember that my mom had like this white bottle that had a cross on it growing up, and it was probably full of holy water.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And I don't know what she would have used that for. But I don't know. Maybe I was haunted at some point or something. My sister likes to think I was, but
sounds like a question you should probably ask at some point.
But yeah, so cool.
I think there's always certain questions you should ask your parents when you get older about experiences that you can still remember. And even if you can't remember them, just sort of ask like, did anything creepy happen when I was a kid? And just watch your parents' reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they'll tell, even if they don't want to tell you, they might be a little bit creeped out by the question because they remember something immediately that creeped them out.
Yeah.
And sometimes it might not be something that happened to you. Sometimes it might be something that you did. Because if I asked that question to my parents, who've always been very open with me, the first things they probably think of was my sleepwalking incidents. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, if you have random memories where it's like, my mom had holy water in our house for some reason, ask that question. Try and find out why. Right on. Thank you so much one more time for sending in that email. All right. For folks who have joined us for the first time ever, what's about to happen since we're done with our stories is I'm going to read the rest of the YouTube chat, and then I'm going to start setting up a game for us to play. There you go. I'm going to start setting up a game for us to play to bring things down. Sometimes we end on really sad notes or really intense notes, and so we play marbles on stream, which is a racing game where as long as you're in the Twitch channel and you can type 5 characters, you can join in. You'll get a marble with your name on it, and if that marble wins the race, you get a piece of merchandise, a sticker that's Scaryish themed. So I'm going to go ahead and say for anyone in YouTube right now to switch over that would like to play to twitch.tv/Scaryish Podcast. I'm going to go ahead and scroll up and see what was said over there in YouTube. It's a lot of chitter chatter.
I want somebody to write my report for me.
I'm not writing your report for you. All right, Griffin McElroy, Borat voice. There we go. Vivian says, when I was little, my mom and I would pass cows on our way to my daycare, and she would say, cows, moo, and I would die laughing. Julia says, can we just petition for dolls of any kind to make zero noise?
That'd be great.
Honestly, our friends who we bought that piano for said that all these toys have an attract mode, where if they're not fully switched off, they'll make noise to try and get the child come back and play with it more. Julie says, sincerely, anyone from the Furby age.
Because Furbies, like, aren't there stories of Furbies just starting to talk on their own and say, like, random things?
I never had a Furby.
I never had one either.
John says, I don't know a single person who doesn't make an elephant sound without doing the arm thing. It's quintessential. I know. It's just like, there's your trunk, and it was quiet that time. So it was a really far away elephant.
I can do the teapot. Wait, that's this, right?
Are you short and stout? You're neither of those things, actually. Emma says, oh my God, I totally thought I missed you guys tonight. So hello. What up, Emma? Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thanks for joining us. Right in time for if you want to hop on over to Twitch over here. We're going to do Merbles.
Merbles and Sturm.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to scroll through and read Twitch while you set that stuff up.
Sounds
good. Chicka Boom Boom asks how you feel about Robert Pattinson being the new Batman. I
have some thoughts.
Have watched the trailer multiple times, and it does not look bad. It doesn't look bad. After seeing him in things like Twilight, you're like, it's going to be awful. He's a horrible actor. But he wasn't bad as Cedric Diggory. But in this trailer, he's grungy, he's rough, and I feel like it's a completely different direction of acting that he's done in the past, and I really like it. And maybe it's just the material he's given, because this Batman is nitty, he's gritty, angry. Like when he goes, I am vengeance, like holy shit.
He's not exactly Batman year 1. It's like Batman year 2, you know? He's still super young. He still looks like he's a little bit rough around the edges. And to be completely honest, Robert Pattinson as Batman, the way I look at casting for superheroes is this. They're professional actors. They're not just the thing you've seen them as. You know what I mean? That's the only times that someone is just what they've seen you as is when they're pretty much not an actor. And they're just representing themselves in all the roles they're cast in, which is usually like celebrity cameos from people who weren't actors. Like, there's a character in the movie Snatch, Bullet Tooth Tony. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He was a soccer player at first. Or maybe rugby. I can't remember exactly which, but he was just like a mean bruiser fucking dude. So he got cast in all those roles and eventually wound up on Gallivant where he sings, you know? He's still a mean bruiser dude in that show.
But he's charming.
When it comes to someone like Robert Pattinson, he is someone who's famous enough where people forget that he's an actor first. He has the ability to act in different things. And when you see people like Christopher Nolan and whoever the fuck directed The Lighthouse, who is the guy who directed The Lighthouse, just reaching out to him and saying like, I want you in my movie. I think you can do this. And he does a great job. It's like, he's going to be good at what you cast him in, especially if you provide him with material he can work with. And Matt Reeves is a wonderful director and writer, and I think it's going to be a solid story. I think it's going to be super dark, and I think he's the right guy to play a super dark Batman. I have a lot of thoughts on the DC movie universe, and I think the best thing that they could do is to do Flashpoint, put in every Batman actor who's ever played it. Christian Bale, Michael Keaton. They should toss in Ben Affleck, who they've already confirmed is going to be in it. He should break it. Batman should be the person who helps him get everything fixed. They can reset the continuity where it's like they only keep their successful franchises. So Wonder Woman, Shazam, Aquaman, Superman stay the same. Then all of a sudden Batman, since Ben Affleck's not going to do it anymore, changes. And Batman is the most affected because he was the most involved in Flashpoint. And all of a sudden, Robert Pattinson's successful Batman franchise lands in the middle of the DC EU or whatever they're calling it. And you just move forward from there. And I would love to see that. I don't know if they're going to do it because it makes sense. And they tend to be fucking stupid. So let me get this Marbles thing set up.
I was going to say, can you just set that up?
I was asked questions. I wanted to answer.
All right. Thanks. I don't even know what's going on now. Okay. I'm What's for Dinner asked, how do you make holy water?
You just take water and a priest blesses it. Or is this their dirty joke?
They said you boil the hell out of it.
That's funny. It's a good joke.
All right. Let's see. Scroll.
All right. The scene should have switched. Not sure if it did. I'll have to check it. That said, go ahead and type an exclamation point vote, then a space, then the number that corresponds with the track you would like to race. Also, glitch when it comes to making that movie. Flashpoint is getting made. They're going to have Ben Affleck in it. They are going to have Michael Keaton in it, which is like the two hardest guys to get for Batman. I feel like Christian Bale would reprieve it, but I think it would be cool if they didn't do Christian Bale. I think it would be cool if they're like, and here's Joseph Gordon-Levitt in like a 5-minute scene where, and like, you could pull that off because everyone will be watching the set for Christian Bale, you know? And you could get JGL to sneak in there fairly unrecognized, and just toss them in and give like a 5-minute cameo of this is how Nolan's Batman series ended up after Joseph Gordon-Levitt took over the mantle of Batman.
I need to watch
Spoiler alerts for Dark Knight Rises.
I need to watch The Flash on the CW because apparently Ezra Miller went on to that show.
They like ran into each other and were like,
and I'm just like, I need to see it. Laura Ann says Furby is freaking horrifying. Glitch says I still want a long Furby. There's something wrong with me. Lunabin says I had an old Neopets toy when I was a kid that would turn itself on in the middle of the night.
Fuck that.
I love Neopets.
I don't know what that is, but if it turns
was a
itself
website.
on in the middle of the night.
No, Neopets was a website, and I used to be like obsessed with it when I was younger. That and Gaia Online. Holy crap. Soviet Mig says Furbies freak me out. Absolutely. And what's her name says Robin's going to be so tired. Her report's just going to be machinery go brr.
That's funny.
It's oh my god. Fudge. I don't even know because it's sorting coarse and fine aggregates. That's the experiment, and we didn't have to perform it because we don't go to school right now in person. So the TAs perform the labs, and so I'm curious how I'm gonna do this report. It's gonna be awful.
You'll be okay.
I almost says, I already did my dirty joke. Adam, Robin didn't read it. I totally missed it. I did not even see a dirty joke. So if you'd like to repost your dirty joke, go ahead.
Hopefully it's not too dirty.
Chicka Chicka Boom Boom says Robin movie needs to happen. If they made a Robin movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I would watch it.
All I'm saying is if you're a big fan of Robin, there's a movie coming out, a video game coming out. I can't remember the name of it. They just announced it, but it's all the Robins getting together to fight crime because the premise of it is the very beginning of the game, Batman dies, and they all get their call to action like, you have to help stabilize the city because I'm dead now. And when I saw the premise of the video game is Batman dies, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that.
Are we doing a map yet? Did you pick a map?
It's tied right now. It's scrolling, so do you want to vote?
Okay.
Your vote is important right now. Let me see if I can scroll up and show you which ones are tied. Right now, 20 and 25 are tied. So Convergence and the Lucky
did 23.
Few. And Robin picked a completely fucking different one. So there you go. Lucky Few is now in the lead. I'm going to let it scroll down to the end of the list at 55, I think. And then we'll pick whichever one is in the lead.
Cat Beatrix and Scaryish says they're gonna miss the movie stream this weekend. I think we're gonna do. We're gonna skip this weekend.
We have to take
anyway. We have the dogs. Yeah, we have to take the dogs to the vets. The vets. There's just one vet.
2 dogs.
There's nothing wrong with them. They just need their nails trimmed.
No. They need a lot of stuff.
Oh, they do?
Yes, they have their maintenance shots that they need. All right, Lucky Few is going to be the track we race. They're not in bad shape or anything like that. All right, record time for this track is 1 minute and 32, and average time is 2 minutes and 53 seconds. For Scaryish people, it's 2 minutes and 41 seconds because we do things 12 seconds faster, and Mondo Alba is the record holder at 1 minute and 55 seconds. Let's get going.
Let's get started. I haven't watched a Rosanna Pansino video in so
It's kind of funny because at some point when a streamer makes it really big or a content creator, you're like, they'll be okay if I take some time away.
Yeah, I haven't seen a video from her since we lived in the apartment.
When I saw her make cake pops in the shape of turtle shells with Shigeru Miyamoto, I was like, fuck
what?
Me, dude.
Being able to play Nintendo games with one of the
Miyamoto.
biggest... Oh my god.
Miyamoto-san. All right, exclamation point play to join the race. We only have 12 marbles right now. I know that's a dirty lie. There's more of you out there watching right now.
So press exclamation point play, puts a marble in the track with everyone else, gives you an opportunity to win some free Scaryish merch, be it a sticker or a coaster or a magnet. I think I have one like ghost magnet left. I did mail out Mothman magnets for our patrons on Tuesday.
They look like this.
Yeah, so I mailed those out to all of our Badge of Honor patrons and above, so you guys will be getting those soon, hopefully. And I am placing in orders for all the charms for this coming year soon, so you guys are going to get some cryptids in the mail for the next year.
Whew. All right, 15 seconds left to join the race by typing exclamation point a play.
Oh, wait, I already did that.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did. You know, my sister's probably downstairs or something and...
Not joining in the race?
Not joining the race.
Unreal. All right, and away we go. So we got a Plinko machine leading to a series of tubes to start the race. Do I think what?
Do you know what you're getting for dinner?
I texted her 4 hours ago. By 4 hours ago, I mean an hour and 20 minutes ago. All right. First person into the tubes looks like it was Valley Grills or Cat Beatrix, one of the two. We'll see who the first person out of the tubes is, because then you have to dodge this track that has these wonderful, slowly throbbing rods. First person out of the tubes is Cat Beatrix. Valley Grills is right behind. And then it looks like Killsma with Glitch Grim hot in tow. We're going to follow Cat Beatrix as she navigates her way, making her way downtown. She's still in first place. Not doing bad.
You know who I love is Christine McConnell. I freaking love her. I wish she made more content.
Is Christine McConnell the chick from Netflix that had that one season where she is like has macabre stuff or macabre stuff?
Yeah, she has macabre stuff.
I'm What's for Dinner has taken the lead while going through these dangly rods. And we will follow them now as Cat Beatrix tries to regain her command on this track.
Soviet Mig says, I don't know how to play. It's just a marble that travels down the track and it goes how it goes. It's really the luck of the game.
Physics take over.
And if you win, you just have to send me a mailing address and whichever sticker design is on my website that you would like, and I pack it up, mail it out. That kind of thing.
We'll go over it when this race is over, so just hope that your marble is going to catch up in the time that you have right now. It looks like there's a track below that you can take as opposed to the one up here.
Kat and Scaryish said they both love that show too. I freaking love her. I love that she turns creepy into cute and adorable and fashionable, and she's so cool. I love her.
I'm What's for Dinner is now in the lead, pretty far ahead. The two tracks are both... They split off, and they both have their difficulties that are letting people through. I'm What's for Dinner actually made it through the Lotto Ball thing really easily, and that is something that people get stuck in for ages. So congratulations, I'm What's for Dinner. Unless something catastrophic happens at the end here, I believe you are going to complete the race as the winner, and you did indeed.
I'm What's for Dinner says, I want to get a Nessie pin. I need to design some cryptid pins, like actual enamel pins for sure. There's so many ideas and things that I want to do, and pins that I want to make, and it just takes so much time. During winter break, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to crush designs and just try and pump out as many designs as possible before the next semester starts.
Snap necks and cash checks. Looks like Scaryish fell off the track. Valley Grills finished second. Ashley Faye's on third. Robin somehow made it through, even though I was the second marble and the stupid thing, and she's going to finish fourth. I'll take fifth. Cat Beatrix is chasing me down to take fifth from me.
I'm What's for Dinner says...
Not going to do it.
I was trying to says, pass my win to our new friend, Soviet Mig. All right. So if you type ! merch, it'll bring up a store page, and you can just go to my Etsy shop, and there's a whole bunch of Scaryish stickers on there. And you just pick which sticker design that you want, and I will pack it up and mail it to you. You just have to email us, storytime@scaryish.com, with your mailing address, and I will get it to you that way.
To be clear, ! merch will take you to a page that has 3 separate store links.
That's what I said.
You're going to want to go to Robin's Kawaii Corner. So it took you to your page. There's like an extra step. All right. I'm What's for Dinner moves up to 6 points on the season with 1 win under their belt. Valley Girls 8. Actually, Faison breaks out of the slump with 2. Robin has 9 total. I have 8. Cat Beatrix has 15.
15.
I Am Beef Trainer has 10. Broke double digits.
Laura Ann has 13. Dang.
David has 8. Laura Ann used to be in the lead at 13. Cat Beatrix is now in first place. Actually, I think Cat Beatrix had superseded Laura Ann last episode by 1.
Thank you so much, Glitch, for posting that Etsy shop link. Oh, Scaryish says, rumor is that PSU might shut down after this week. What?
Penn State?
PSU, is that Penn State?
Yeah, Penn State University.
Oh, shit. I mean, crap.
Since when do we not swear
I know.
on this podcast? Exclamation point vote, then a space, then the number that corresponds to the track you would like to race.
Wow, that's crazy. Can they just shut down our school and have us not attend online classes?
I think by shutdown, it'll probably wind up being like
online
class
only.
from home.
Lame.
Which you are already
They
doing.
have over 400 cases?
Oh, yeah, they need to shut that shit down. All right.
What?
Get your votes in now.
All right, I'm going to vote for something on the other side of the list than what I did. Let's see. Is 40 a number? Yes, it is.
400 cases is quite a bit.
Baby doll. Frozen 2. I love that movie.
Let it go. Let It Grow.
The best, okay, maybe it's not the best song. My favorite song from Frozen 2.
Into the Unknown.
No, it's not.
Into the
My
Unknown.
favorite song is the one that...
Lost in the Woods.
Yes, Lost in the Woods is the greatest song. I love that song
It was
much.
so funny to watch Lost in the Woods in the theater because I was like, is this like an 80s music video? Like a hair rock, like power ballad? And then they start doing like the backup singers, like the faces on the screen.
The reindeers are the backup
singers. This is
singers.
100% them just fucking around and being like, we're putting a fucking power ballad in this movie because can, brah. And it's her favorite song, and I think it's so funny. Right now, Hard Landing has 5 votes. It might wind up being our track. We'll let it scroll by one more time. Average time to finish Hard Landing is 2 minutes and 36 seconds. For Spooky Friends, it's 2 minutes and 35 seconds, so we do it 1 second faster. I'll leave it on local stats so we can see which tracks have no times, because that means we've never raced them. Although you probably won't be able to vote for one and then pump it up past 5 votes at this point. But
I'm What's Her Name says, that song felt so out of place. It was hilarious. Pablo the Butcher said, what's this? It is just a game we play with our listeners at the end of our streams and give you guys an opportunity to win a sticker or coaster or magnet of some sort. And you folks, just all you have to do is press, right now, you just vote. And then when we actually get into the map, then you press ! play, puts a marble in, and we just race and people win stuff.
Indeed.
Boop. What was I going to say? Glitch says, I thought PSU was something with PlayStation. I need to get out more. What is the... No, that's PSN. PlayStation Network.
Yeah. Or PS Now or PS Live or any other services PlayStation's had to shut down.
They have View, right? That's their live TV.
I think that's shut down now, too.
Oh,
All right. And our scariest record is held by Perlar15 at 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Let's see if someone can beat that. This is going to be our second and final track.
I mean, Xbox closed down Mixer, so...
Of the evening. They did. Streaming services are different than, like, pretty much everything else because there's already such, like, large established streaming services. Like, the TV services that everyone was trying to come out with for a while.
!
I really thought the PlayStation one was going to be successful, but alas, it was not.
I'm What's Her Name says, if it was run by a cat, it would be...
Wow.
Ouch.
It's a good joke.
It's funny.
All right. I'm going to give this thing a countdown timer of 40 seconds. We already have 15 marbles in this race, which is one more than the previous one. Always nice to see.
So Soviet MiG, you just go to that shop link. There, it like goes to a page that has a bunch of shops on it. If you go to Robin's Quiet Corner, that's my Etsy shop. There's a bunch of stickers on there. There's Scaryish stickers and nerdy stickers and a whole bunch of stuff. But you just choose a sticker on there, and then you can email us at storytime@scaryish.com. And you just let me know which design on there you saw that you liked and with your mailing address, and I'll mail it out to you. Yeah.
Up to 17 marbles for this race. I always love it when we finish the last race with more contestants than the first one. So less chances to win for you all, but more competition.
I'm going to type in the email address here.
And away we go into the big blue funnel.
And away
While everyone's
we go.
Looping around, let's check the track. Okay, that seems pretty straightforward.
Plate.
Now let's watch everyone loop around to see who goes through first.
I feel like a lot of people are going to get eliminated in this one.
This is kind of fun. It's like, oh. I'm just going to go into the hole.
I wish I
see
knew
who
how
comes
to
out first from
code.
down here.
Because I would
learn some Python, dog. I'll learn it with you. I've been thinking about doing it for work.
I would love to learn how to code and kind of make stuff like this happen too, you know?
I think they have a builder in this where you don't even need to know how to code. You just need to make the track. That's all you need to do. So, but to like make a game like this entirely, holy fuck, this is taking forever. I hate this stupid funnel.
That's why Perlar took 2 minutes.
It's like everyone takes forever. Where's Perlar's record ball? Were they already out? No, they're
still in there.
Still in there. Holy shit balls. All right, let's look at the wonderful scenery, the desert scenery in the background. Fries. Fries are fine. I think I'm the first one out. No, I'm not. Actually, Faison is the first one out, followed by Kills Me and Pablo the Butcher.
You get 2 sides.
Fries. Holy shit, ASB Bunny. Where the hell are you going? Fries and
veggies,
mac and cheese.
Oh, okay.
It's like I don't know what they have, so I was like just gonna go with something that I know we've had before. If you can stay in the middle of the track, you'll be okay, as Glitch Grim is demonstrating, although Glitch Grim shot off the track and went straight to hell. So that's unfortunate, because they were on a very solid pace right there. I think I might be trying to go for my first win of this young season, but I myself might be going straight to hell if I stayed in. Cool, that's good. And we'll just watch behind. Robin doesn't want me to win. Valley Girl said she's going to protest by throwing himself off. David says, F that, I'm not letting Adam win, and shoots right past me. But now we're in the minefield that can knock you off. We'll see who makes it through safely and who gets knocked off. Robin really wants this win. ASB Bunny really wants this win. God damn it. I think Robin's going to take the win. No one's happy about that. David is going to come in second place, which is the true winner. And ASB Bunny will come in third.
Laura Ann says, I want fries. Cat and Glitch says they too want fries.
All right. The order goes Robin, David, ASB Bunny, Pablo the Butcher, me, I'm What's for Dinner, Laura Ann, Cat Beatrix, and we're going to watch Woo Scarish, Soviet, and Chicka Chicka Boom Boom fight it out for 9th place.
So, David, you can come over and grab whatever you want.
Yeah, just let us know, dog. All right. Everyone else is going to finish out, try and collect some. Actually, no. I think past 10 you don't collect points, but Robin won.
I'm a wiener.
Is the collector of the prize. Robin goes up to 15 points in the season, 1 behind Cat Beatrix. David is now at 12. ASB Bunny is at 8. I'm at 9. I'm What's for Dinner is at 7. Laurent's at 14. Woo Scarish is at 4. And everyone else stayed the
Dang, Cat's
same.
at 16. That's so crazy.
Alrighty, Aphrodite. Fun stuff, fun time. Glad you all joined us. Gonna go ahead and switch us back to the normal screen while I go ahead and get this game turned off. Fun stuff. Alright, so I think that's gonna be the outro coming up. Don't know if you can hear it coming. I do. Get my wireless keyboard out of the way. And yep, I always mark it and get this thing closed down. Boop. So thank you so much to everyone who sent in their emails for us this show. We sincerely appreciate it. We know it's not always the nicest thing to share personal stuff. Let me fucking just retake that from the top. So thank you to everyone who sent in their emails for this show. We sincerely appreciate it. It's always fun for us to read stories that are enjoyable, and it's always nice for us to read stories sometimes that are like heartfelt. We get those as well, and whatever the case may be, we sincerely appreciate the fact that you chose us to share it with. And if you have a story like that you would like to send our way, you can email storytime@scaryish.com. You can also go to facebook.com/Scaryish Podcast and hit us up that way. From that page, you can join our Spooky Friends group, which is our Facebook group. We have over 1,000 members that we acquired with no solicitation.
So
we weren't those type of people that are like, we're going to have an open group that we just invite 1 million people to that we've never met. No, it is completely organically grown from grassroots campaigning by our spooky friends.
And we are so thankful to everybody who shares our podcast at sleepovers and
cool.
In car rides. You guys are absolutely awesome.
And when your husband tells you to listen to a podcast, so you do. These are all things that we found out just by doing the live episodes and reading the stream chat.
Being able to talk to all of you is super amazing.
It's just so much fun. So one last time, thank you so much. If you want to hit us up on our social medias, Twitter is @ScarishPod, Instagram is @ScarishPodcast, and we hope to hear from you. You can send your story there if you would like as well. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go ahead and go on over to patreon.com/Scaryish Podcast. Those are monthly donations. Tiers start at $1, so you can listen to episodes ad-free if you don't want to listen to any ads. It's a freaking $1 a month. It's great. And there's a whole bunch of tiers on there. There's Badge of Honor tiers where I actually mail stuff to you. It's great.
She mails a lot of stuff nowadays too. Just saying.
My God.
I think it's technically supposed to be one piece of mail every 3 months. Every season they get like a badge, and
but I mail out stickers and stuff periodically.
She mails much more than
too,
that. It's just not like 100% guaranteed because there's never like a schedule. But she's far too artistically inclined to not be creating all the time. So shout out to Robin on that.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking awesome.
Thank you everybody who. I fucked that up. You can also go to ko-fi.com/Scaryish Podcast. Those are one-time donations. All your donations go to helping us upgrade our studio setup, help us keep the podcast going, and make more episodes. And thank you everybody who watches the stream. And if you're new to the stream, we appreciate
Thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Hop onto the podcast, things like that. We talk about spooky stuff. It's great.
It was really, really, really wonderful this past week because Robin has been using an old monitor for a very long time, like old.
Like 15 years old.
So it's like right when they first didn't have the huge asses to them. And the colors are not great on it. And she does all the art you've ever seen her create on that or her iPad, you know? And we were able to go and find her a Labor Day sale monitor that is much bigger and much better. And we were able to say, like, okay, what credit card do you want to put this on? Like, what money do you want to take this out of? And it's like, oh, wait, no. Like, we tend to save up the money that you folks send us so that when we get to a point where we realize there's a piece of equipment that is aged the fuck out and we need to replace it, it's like we have that waiting. And we are able to soften the blow because you folks have donated. And it means so stinking much. Like, we were talking about it in the car. Like, I can't believe we get to do that out of the kindness of people's hearts for what we do. So I just I love looking over and seeing this enormous monitor on her desk that I know she's going to create such amazing things on. And it's directly because you folks are so supportive. So
thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate you. Please keep listening to episodes. Please keep supporting us and keep on creeping on. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.